Hey guys, welcome back. I thought I would show you guys a real car for a change that I'm building. This is Dorothy, my 51 Mercury. I bought this girl 10 years ago, and I have been buying parts ever since and trying to put this car together. This car, when I got it, was in really rough condition. First off, there's just way too much to tell on a short video, but she was on the wrong chassis. It was sitting on an Oldsmobile chassis. The floors were completely gone from the firewall to the trunk. The doors are rotted. The rocker panels were gone, which means the inner structure on these cars, because it's a 3-piece rocker panel. Have to get into that some other time with you, but it was gone. The lower rear quarter panel, which is this section here, they were in bad shape. This one is an original, but I've repaired it, of course, with new metal work and such like that, and got it to this stage. Shaved the gas tank door. Is supposed to be in this area here. It's gone. Chopped the top 4 inches. Added a 50 mercury back glass opening, which that's what we're doing now, is getting the glass installed in the car. A friend of mine is actually working on that. The rubber is it's been kept twisted up for so long that it's still got to settle in a little bit. That's why it looks a little gappy and a little wavy across there. Just got it installed last Friday. But let's see, the rear vent windows, which most time when you see these Mercuries chopped, it no longer has the option of opening. These come factory to open just like that, but a lot of people just install the glass with a weather strip seal to go around it, and that's it. It no longer functions. I wanted to make sure that that functioned. A lot of the chopped Mercuries I've done, we slant the B-pillar post and it goes up at an angle. I wanted mine straight. This is the very first Mercury, and I'm trying to watch where I step here. This is the very first Mercury that I'd ever chopped. I chopped it 9 years ago. I've done a few since then. So yeah, this one has new floors in it that I made. The rockers also I made. The doors are new old stock. Both front fenders are new old stock. Both inner front fenders are new old stock. Like I said, both doors, new old stock. This is an original quarter, but the other side, that section is new old stock on the other side of the car. The fender skirts are factory to the car, but not to this car. So I had to locate and buy those too. But they are the factory skirts for the car, not an aftermarket. The dash, 49 Mercury dash, 49 Mercury steering wheel. I customized, of course, I did all the paint work, added new gauges and everything to it. You can see the teardrop dash knobs, I guess you'd say. Well, I made those myself. The ones I kept locating were just way too wrong color, wrong size. If you'll notice, the grips on each side of the steering wheel, here and here, I made those. I restored the steering wheel. It was pretty busted up. Got it from a friend of mine. The center horn button is an add-on, because this is actually your horn ring. The center of the steering wheel was actually just an emblem. There was nothing there, but I made a sunburst style horn button with the Mercury head. And my dome lights, once they're in, which you can see here, there's no headliner, no upholstery yet. The dome lights will be the same thing, but in clear. I've already vacuum formed those. They're just waiting their turn. Under the hood is a 92 Chevrolet truck 350. Doesn't look like it, but it is. Reason it doesn't look too much like a small block Chevy is because it's got mercury valve covers and air cleaner from a 54 mercury Y block. Now these valve covers, I extended them, cut them, added some metal to them, put them back together, and they're friction fit over the factory 92 Chevrolet valve cover. So underneath this is the 92 Chevrolet valve cover. Like I said, these are just friction fit. They just pop right on. So when I made those, excuse me, I made those to fit snug. And I'll show you the other side in a second. The firewall, I smoothed over to get rid of all the, it's a bunch of little detail to the firewall, and I wanted it more slick. The inner fenders, you can see the ripples from factory when they press them. There's no body work to those whatsoever. Like I said, they were new old stock. They came red oxide primer. This piece here is also new old stock, and this piece is a new old stock piece, but it'd been moved around from time to time and never really got put on a car, but it did go through a little bit of rusting and such like that. But all I did was sandblast it and painted it. Wasn't trying to build a show car, just a show off car. I added an aluminum radiator, electric fan. You can see a little bit better over here. I still got to, I had these coated myself. I coated them, but the condensation got to them and they're rusting. So I got to clean those and repaint them with a different style of paint. But what I was going to show you over here was the valve cover. Sorry about that. The door just slammed from the wind. But the valve cover, underneath this valve cover is the oil cap and the PCV valve. You can see this line right here comes out of the valve cover into the back of the carburetor. The engine is actually a metal flake gold. You can't really tell much of it anymore, but yeah, it's a little bit down there. You can kind of sort of see it. I relocated the battery, put it on this side where it's usually right there where the overflow tank is for the radiator. It's usually right there, but I put it over here to keep it away from the exhaust as far as I could. This is how the fenders and doors and rear quarter panels all looked when I got them new old stock. They come in this red oxide primer. I haven't done any restoration work on them yet as far as fixed any kind of dings or gotten rid of a few weld holes, because they have these option holes for like a 50, and then the other fender is actually for a 51, but they're basically all the same. They just have extra added holes for different chrome fitment. So I've got to get rid of these two by TIG welding these up. It's got the 49 mercury marker lights, 49 stainless grill, and I added, which these haven't been restored yet either, but these are 57 Ford Fairlane headlight rings to give it a French 10 look. I'm not going to weld them up because I wanted it to look more like a factory option. A lot of people weld those up, mold them in, as you guys probably know. The door handles are shaved, but I did make a push button for the release mechanism. I made those, get you a little closer here. I made those on my lathe. But yeah, this is my real project, or one of my real projects. And I'm hoping to get back on this now that the weather is starting to get better. Here in Georgia, it kind of gets messy from time to time with the rain, condensation, all the moisture. Not good for body work. But as you can see, she's coming along pretty decent. The shop is full with this car. She takes up a lot of room. And not just that, but I mean, you can see my equipment over here. If you guys ever want to know anything about the equipment that I have, this drill press has a really cool story to it that I can tell you guys later if you're interested in seeing this stuff. And this is what I was saying before. I built my door door buttons on my old Atlas lathe. That's an old piece, still works great. Awesome find. Nice machine. This and the mill, oh man, that's stuff you need when you're 3 years old, so you can learn everything there is to know about it. Shop is kind of cluttered up from winter projects, bringing stuff in here and just stacking it until I get back to it. There's a console I started making for the Mercury, and there's a back console if I decide to use it and make a split back seat. There's a spare hood for the Mercury that's louvered. The artwork that you see here, they're all painted on drop cloths from Home Depot. My daughter painted those for me. And like I said, everything's just kind of hanging around. A lot of this artwork here that you see, that's my stuff. That it's not my original work, but I just copied onto plywood, such like that, to give my old shop some decoration. Some steering wheels I got. And this, before I run out of time, if any of you guys are interested in knowing anything about, let me get this cover off before I run out. That's my 76 shovelhead. Covered in dust. But that's my bike. And of course, those are all welders that are covered up for winter. Sheet metal brake, slip roll, bead rollers, tube and benders, shrinker stretcher. Here is my stomp shear, my English wheel. But anyways, I'm about to run out of time. If you guys are interested in this stuff, leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Catch you later.